Once again, this is the 26th day of 25th day of March 2026. I'm once again leaving my home here in Oxon Hill, Maryland, which I've been trying to save for 32 years from the mafia and the corrupt courts. And I'm heading down to the United States Court of Appeals for the Federal Circuit. And hopefully I won't get the crap I got last week on the 23rd, where the clerk of the court refused to take filings in the Court of Federal Claims. But we never know what that's going to be. So all I can do is make a record and keep following the law until they do something stupid, until they put me in jail or whatever they want to do. Well, I've got to go to the appellate court for the Federal Circuit offices in the Court of Federal Claims building. I've got 5 different motion papers to file in accordance with the receipt that I got on the 19th. So things went sideways down there on the 23rd when the clerk of the court for the Court of Federal Claims, they wouldn't even let me much past the x-ray machine, and then they came out and stopped me. Said, well, you have to wait for the marshal, and then you have to wait till the marshal, then you have to wait for the clerk to come out. So I waited, and the marshal came out, and I had a conversation with him. I asked him point blank, I said, you're supposed to be the highest, your offices are the highest law enforcement agent in the United States of America. And yet, you're telling me you can't accept anything. Petitioned your supervisors at the Arlington office to validate why the court here is issuing unsigned orders declaring me as an alleged criminal because I filed papers, and threatening me with criminal and false imprisonment, which is absolutely absurd because I follow every rule of the law. And it's just insane, folks. What we're going through in this nation is beyond anything that our founding fathers could have ever imagined. The clerk of the court came out and said that I gave her the document, he went back in there, and then he comes back in a couple minutes. He says, you can't file this in here. He says, you can't file this paper in here. He says, the case is on appeal. He said, we can't take anything once the case is on appeal. Well, if that's the case, how come you're issuing order after order after order in prior cases, and even in the Court of Appeals cases? They're issuing orders and judgments and decrees and accepting documents that they never put on the docket. just because I guess they think I'm a stupid pro se litigant. Well, you know, I'm going to be subpoenaing the courthouse security footage from 4:12 p.m. on the 23rd through the 5:04 or 4:35, so I can put it up on the internet and people can see how abusive the clerks are. They won't even allow me as a litigant into the clerk's office. I had to wait out in the hallway. You know, and it's, you know, it's insane. And I wanted to go up to the Court of Appeals office. They said, no, you can't go up there today. You have to come back another day. So you haven't got time to get you up there. They're already getting ready to close. That's a decision that is unbelievable. I'll pick this up when I get down to the U.S. Federal Courthouse for the Court of Federal Claims in Washington, D.C. You just have to keep fighting, folks. You never should surrender your rights and liberties to unsigned orders, void orders, falsified court judgments, orders, and decrees, without which 90% of our litigants in this country are being robbed of. Every day. Now I asked the marshal, I said, you're as a marshal, you're supposed to be investigating allegations of fraud on the court. I said, now filed formal complaints many times with your supervisors, with the head offices in Virginia, notifying them of thefts of hundreds of millions of dollars through court fraud. And you're telling me you can have no jurisdiction? All you can do is arrest criminals. You'll have and I have to have a court order to get before I can file any. You'll do any action? That's bullshit. It's bullshit. So now that the judges and the attorneys all belong to the same bar association, they all have a loyalty to the bar association, not to the Constitution of the United States. And they're stealing the wealth of this nation to give to the top 15%, which includes all lawyers and judges. So, go figure. I'll pick this up when I get to the courthouse.